Hey, good morning, everybody. Just wanted to welcome you all to interview 2 of Passing the Positive. So today I've got Justin Knoll. For those that don't know him, I've got to know Justin a little bit over the last year. Amazing guy. I've brought him kind of into my own personal circle, and he doesn't even know of my mentors, coaches, just because he does amazing things. He creates an amazing atmosphere within the company that he works with, and he's an amazing guy. So with that being said, Justin, thank you for coming on
Thanks for
interview
having
number
me.
2. And so tell us a little bit about us. Some of my friends might know who you are because we do have some circle that mix together. But for those that don't know you, tell us who you are.
Real estate junkie. This is all I know. I always say it's like the mob. My family's been in this for over 70 years and 4th generation realtor. It's all I know. It's all I can do. And we pour our hearts into it. Very excited about waking up in the morning and knowing that this is what I get to do. And I just love it. I love the people. I love doing stuff like this. And I'm the president of Madison and Company and done a bunch of stuff on leadership that's all kind of, nobody cares, right?
We all care. That's why we're here. That's why we're here.
So, yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is just on the leadership side of real estate is where I really get excited. So I love doing stuff like this where I can help others and learn from you. And this is awesome. I'm glad you're doing this. So.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you talked about the leadership. You talked about those things. People need to stay motivated in order to do those types of things.
Yeah.
What is it that keeps you motivated? What is it that gets you going every day?
Yeah, so I always use an exercise that I learned from Ninja when I help agents and we kind of talk about where they're going in life. And I try and do this as much as possible in my own life, and that is be clear in my intentions and clear in my goals. And for me, it's identifying 10 things I want to be, 10 things I want to do, 10 things I want to give, and 10 things I want to have. And I found that center point in my life several years ago. My life had kind of shifted. I was doing different things in real estate. My personal life was, not where it is today. And so I had to do some soul searching, and that was really the basis of where I started. And it's awesome to see what it's done. What I pulled from that is I want to have an impact on my nieces and nephews' lives in a more positive manner. I want to be a better uncle. I wanted to help them see what home ownership and being in real estate has done for our family. And so I set up a savings account for all of them for a down payment on a house. And that when I wake up in the morning and I think about them having a chance, even a few dollars to put towards home ownership at some point, I get excited about it still, even after all these years.
Awesome.
So, and now we've done that with the girls here, and it's a lot of fun. So that gets me excited. But I think what I've learned from those exercises is be clear in my intentions and clear in what I do. So I wake up with purpose. I have a routine every single day, and that really does keep me motivated, honestly. So
I think the thing I really love about that is your motivation is to help others.
Yeah.
Right? So that's constantly what you're doing. Is you're constantly trying to say, how can I stay motivated to get my message to other people and make them better?
Right. That's it. I mean, if you're holding all this in, we take the abundance mindset in our company and in our household. It's if you have a great thing and you're just keeping it to yourself, it's not that great.
Yeah.
So get it out there. Don't be scared of what others will react to it, or they might poke holes in it and make it better. So we always say, let's just get it out there, the abundance side. So give.
I love it. So when you got to the point in your life where you started seeing some success, were there things like, and those could be several different ways, right? In business, professional, piece of it, health, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Were there daily, weekly, monthly activities that you put in place to kind of help, keep that balance and get you headed in the right direction?
Yeah. I think for me, it's preparation. I say this all the time. Rarely am I the smartest person in the room, but I'm usually the most prepared.
That's
and
awesome.
I go to bed with that intention. I lay out my clothes the night before. I have notes everywhere how my day's going to lay out. I just am super prepared, and I think that's helped me get some bit of success in this business because maybe others aren't as prepared, and that does show, and clients and your peers can tell when you're not prepared. So I'm always very, very prepared. I think that's probably the best thing I've done. A couple of years ago, I made a lifestyle change, and for me that was health. And my addiction was work, honestly. And I would eat in my car. I would eat late at night. I would, it was just a survival thing. But it was fueling a machine that all that was doing was working. Right. And I knew I wasn't my best self doing that. So I shifted. I hired a trainer. I eat differently. I live differently. I've not had a drop of alcohol or caffeine this entire year, which is
wow. It's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's pretty funny.
I don't know about the caffeine part, but yeah.
But it's changed my perspective on things. It's changed my commitment to my health and my lifestyle. And not saying that's how it's always going to be, but
Right.
that was just a commitment that I made. And the changes have been amazing. It's just my mind is so clear now, and I get a lot more done. Honestly.
No, that's awesome.
So,
I think the reason we don't hang out as much is because I'm usually at McDonald's and he's doing like Panera or something.
Yeah,
so,
right.
that's good. But I mean, huge changes right there. And it's great. You have a great step to every single day.
Yeah.
And I think it's helped get you, where you're at right now. There's so much more.
There's a routine every day. 6:15, I'm up. I'm putting on my tennis shoes first thing, and I'm out the door. I mean, it's 2 miles a day to start the day, and then I usually work out 3 to 4 times a day, or a week. A day would be
It's like,
a lot.
woo!
You're not seeing the results, right? But that's something I commit to, and we talk about it at home, is scheduling that time. I have a trainer, and I schedule that time. There's nothing that gets in that way.
That's
Cannot.
awesome.
So it's just committing to your own schedule.
Yeah,
That's it.
and keeping that balance, right?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
So through all that, was there a pivotal moment in your life that kind of, said, hey, I either got to get right, or hey, this is a good moment, I need to grow on it? What was that moment?
So for me, it came early. My parents divorced when I was 7, and I will never forget my dad leaving the house, his last time in the house, and he left and said, "You're the man of the house now." And I was 7,
yeah.
and that's it's a lot. It's a lot to handle. But I immediately kicked on and said, "All right, let's handle this. I've got a sister, I've got a mom. It's just the 3 of us." And so I approached life at even 7 years old differently. I was doing the yard work. I was make sure, my mom always says I'm kind of the sheep herder. I always kind of keep everything together and make sure everybody's okay. That was a big turning point because I realized that I had a responsibility, and that was to be a protector. Even at 7, I don't know what I could have done, but I felt that inside. And then when I made a decision to go into real estate, that was the next big thing, and it was a chance to partner with my mom, who's been in this business for 43 years, and she's my hero. But that was a big piece for me, was making that decision and partnering with her and committing to this. So
that's awesome.
Those 2 things have been amazing.
Huge impacts. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on the piece of your mom being your hero.
Yeah.
Can you name a person, whether that's your mom or someone that did make that tremendous impact on your life, and kind of what was that impact?
Yeah. So I grew up a little bit. We didn't have the chance to sit around and wait for things to happen. My uncle was the mayor of Commerce City for 8 years. My grandmother was the president of the water board for the South Adams County Water District for 30 years. And I would say between my mom and my grandmother, those are my 2 heroes that I look every day and how they've impacted, not me, the world.
Right.
And they've made it so much better. But my grandmother saw a problem in Commerce City. It was the most polluted water and perhaps the nation. From the Rocky Mountain Arsenal, and she said, we can't have this. This is not okay for our community. And so she took and volunteered and gave time to be a part of that. And we have pictures everywhere in our family of her with presidents, senators, congressmen, army generals negotiating to try and get that water fixed, and she did. And there's a water treatment facility plant named after her in Commerce City that now has some of the cleanest water in the metro area. That to me is what I look to and say, you can either cry about it, you can whine about it, you can just say it's a problem, or you could just say, you know what, let's go to work on it. And that's how we grew up.
Let's get something done.
Absolutely. And then my mom is, you've met my mom. She's incredible.
She is absolutely
the most amazing person. 43 years in the business, still like every day is her first day.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to see. So, and I just continue to surround myself with good people. My sister, my fiance Piper. These are just people that uplift and keep you on track and hold you accountable. So.
Yeah, and I have met his mom, and the second time I met her, I felt like I had to hug her because that's just the type of person she is. I was like, well, you don't get a handshake anymore, you get a hug.
You get the hug.
So, she's awesome. Obviously, I know his fiance Piper, that's my cousin. She's absolutely amazing. She also gets a hug every time. So, it's you have great people in your life, and it's awesome that you recognize that, right? Because so many people don't. When they have those amazing people in their life, they just kind of take it for granted. Yeah. It's awesome that you actually recognize that.
Yeah. It's my greatest gift is the people I'm surrounded by, without a doubt.
So let's talk about gifts, right? Let's talk about what is it, one good practice that you can give to anybody out there.
I think the thing that I see most in real estate now is the passive approach that we take to communicating with clients and peers, and that is, I'll just send a text, I'll send an email, I'll do something that's just not very personal, and sadly that's what the industry's gotten used to. when you make an impact of actually picking up the phone and saying, you know what, I thought this would be a more appropriate conversation to have in person, or to hear your voice, because I don't want the tone to get lost in words that you can't hear. I think it's a lost art almost.
Yeah.
And I would look at how you can use that tool, even the phone, and your voice, and to really command that conversation and own the tone of it. I like to say, I think that's something that people forget about. So don't forget about your phone. Use your phone. Pick it up.
That's right.
I know you think your clients don't want to hear from you, and that may be the case, but still take that chance. Have a plan every day. I think I wake up, every day with kind of an agenda on how things are going to go. My schedule runs tight, but there's no downtime in it. There's always a purpose to everything. Yeah. So schedule something, no matter if it's personal development, grocery shopping. Schedule it. Treat it like a business day. I think that's the biggest thing out there, is just don't forget the impact you can have with your voice and actually connecting with people.
Oh, I agree. There was actually a study I read yesterday about how everyone kind of thinks that millennials want to just go all techie, right? They don't want that touch. Yep. The funny thing is that the study showed that the majority of the millennials said they just wish they had more of a personal touch when it came to, the real estate transaction. So I think that exactly what you said. Hey, pick up the phone. It's okay. Go call someone. They like to hear your voice. They want to shake your hand. They want to give you a hug, whatever it is. So I think that's a huge deal. So,
absolutely.
Well, man, I cannot thank you enough for taking time. He's busy as can be. I have to schedule 2 weeks out just to get a lunch with this guy. So the fact that you took time to meet with me this morning, I appreciate it. Nothing but love for you, man. Everybody, I hope you can reach out if you have any questions on anything. Justin is an amazing guy, and I know that he'd be willing to meet with you and talk about just ways to better your life. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
This is awesome.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, see ya.